This presentation will describe the process and methodology of participatory vendors selecting specific electronic health record systems for their organization. February 2010. Participatory vendor selection occurs in order for individuals and healthcare organizations to decide whether their product fits their collective needs for electronic health records. The goal is to achieve consensus among the decision makers in the organization. Here is a 7-step outline for conducting vendor selection. First, you must invite the experts within the organization to participate in the selection process. Second, you must conduct one-on-one interviews in order to determine individual preferences for the product. Third, experts and facilitators should come together in a group and revise preferences in order to reach a consensus. Fourth, the group should construct a scoring procedure on the preferences. Fifth, the group further discusses preferences and remaining issues in order to reach the best compromise. Sixth, the individual vendors' offerings are measured and scored based on the procedure established in Step 4. And finally, the facilitator documents the entire process and distributes the results to the appropriate individuals within the organization. 2 experts were interviewed as an example of participatory vendor selection. The 3 attributes agreed upon by the experts to be the most important for electronic healthcare records were cost, ease of use, and compatibility to existing systems. This first chart shows the responses of the first expert regarding these attributes. This expert ranked cost as the most important attribute at a rating of 0.6, compatibility being the second most important at 0.3, and ease of use being 0.1. The second expert was asked to rank the same attributes of an electronic healthcare record system. This expert, as shown on the chart, ranked compatibility as his top priority at 0.5, ease of use at 0.3, and cost as the least important at 0.2. After both experts were interviewed, a consensus chart can be made by comparing the preferences of the 2 experts to the variations in different vendors. As you can see in the chart, each vendor varies somewhat in ease of use, compatibility, and cost. When the preferences of the 2 experts were averaged, ease of use is given a weight of 0.2, and both cost and compatibility are given a weight of 0.4. In order to make a final selection on a vendor, we must multiply the average preferences of the experts with the weighted attributes of the vendors and add the 3 together. For example, in vendor A, we see that the preference of 0.2 in ease of use is multiplied by the weighted rating of 100 for that vendor and added to the preferences of cost and compatibility, who are also multiplied by their weighted ratings to give a total value of 76. After performing the same calculations on vendor B and C, we see that vendor C has the highest overall value at 80, and therefore should be the vendor used for the organization. Vendor selection can be a daunting task, taking a lot of time that many experts find difficult to overcome. It can be costly and still be too confusing to make the process worthwhile for a healthcare organization. However, with the 7-step process, options are broken down into a systematic way that allows experts to see results and pick the best vendor for their organization. The process allows different individuals in the organization to communicate and understand the needs of the workers. Once individuals are enabled to state their own preferences, facilitators are then able to find a consensus and implement it within the organization. Participatory vendor selection takes a complicated and frustrating process and makes finding electronic healthcare records system manageable and a realistic achievement for any healthcare organization. Thank you for listening to this presentation.